Hello and welcome to another video. We've got a lot to do today, so we'll just get right into it. We're going to be building a tropical town, beachfront, boardwalk area. First though, I'll just show you a few little stamps that I got. I buried a pitfall seed and dove right into it. And then I went around planting an absolutely unholy amount of produce. What can I say? Leaf was here and I wanted those sweet, sweet points. Then I went around and chopped down a bunch of trees like a maniac. I'm pretty sure my reason for doing so was to make it easier to find my daily furniture items, but I'm not certain on that one. And then I had to clear out everything I'd stashed in the area that I was going to use for the build. So I replanted some flowers and sold a bunch of them, and just generally tidied up. Okay, now we're getting right into it. The first thing I wanted to do was build a plaza for the museum that looked as identical to the resident services plaza as possible. I do eventually end up downloading a custom path that looks exactly like the resident services brick, but for right now I'm just using the in-game pathing, and honestly I don't hate it. I think it looks totally fine. I would have been happy to leave it this way, but since I do have Nintendo Online, I figured I might as well go download a duplicate. You can see I was counting the tiles to make sure both buildings were positioned exactly the same on their respective plazas, but I didn't realize that the museum was 1 square wider than resident services. So I'm just adding a sneaky little extra path along the side to make sure everything looks all nice and neat. And then I just narrowed this section of the river just a little bit so that I can fit a path beside resident services if I want to. And of course I got a stamp for that, just like for the path. I decided these cherry trees weren't tropical enough, so I slapped down some sand and planted some coconut trees, which definitely gives it a much more beachy vibe. Whoops. Sorry, Annalise. Okay, moving on. I cleared out another large section of my island, though I'm not even sure why I did that, because this section doesn't get affected by the build at all. Oh well. Get out of the way. I replanted some flowers for decoration and then moved on to measuring out the shop width and length so that I can figure out how much space I need for it in the next section of the build. I knew I wanted to make a little beachfront surf shop area, but I had no idea what I wanted it to look like, and so I spent about 2 hours just building and destroying cliffs over and over. You can see on my map here a few iterations that I went through, and I still wasn't satisfied. Eventually I do find a layout that I'm happy with, but it did take quite a while. I do end up moving all those pumpkins, but not right now. In my mind, I thought I wanted both shops to be sort of centered on this plaza, but there's definitely not enough room for that, so I changed the cliffs once again. And I thought I was gonna put some stairs over here by the beach, But spoiler alert, I didn't end up doing that either. For some reason, figuring out a spot to put the tailor's shop was easier for me than figuring out where to put the shop, so I did that first, and then I messed around with the paths even more than I already had, and I decided to put down the wood planks instead of the bricks, cause you know, wooden boards, boardwalk, makes more sense. And actually later on, I do end up getting a custom path for the boards as well. But again, I don't mind the in-game pathing for this build. I think it looks perfectly acceptable. Oh look, I finally figured out where I wanted Nook's Cranny to go. You see what I mean about the back and forth with the cliffs? Ridiculous. Okay, let's get into some decorating here. I wanted to try and make it feel as true to life as possible. I know whenever I go to the beach, there's always a ton of shops lining the road, with all their summery clothes and towels and water toys and just everything all on display next to the sidewalk. So that was really the look and the feel that I was going for. And I really want to try and incorporate as much of that blue and white stripe, beach town, summer, seaside aesthetic as I can. Okay, I'll leave you with the music for a bit while I continue to second guess, change, and rearrange every item I put down. Enjoy! This is how it turned out on the end of that day. Looking pretty cute, if I do say so myself. And I do. Then I time traveled to see what the tailor shop looked like and to rearrange things a little bit more. I also put down the Nook's Cranny, of course. And then apparently that was all I did. I did not do a final run through. And I can't do one now because this area already no longer looks the same. So for now, here's some pictures that I snagged from an upcoming video, so you can see what the area looks like with both buildings in it and my quote-unquote final decorations. So with that, we are done. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!